Hello you lovely people, and welcome to the world of Combat Air Patrol 2. Now, strap yourselves in, because things are going to get a little bit interesting, and things may not be what they seem. Right, so this is the main menu screen, and what I'm going to do is have a quick rundown, just explain what's available, what's not, and then we'll get on to some flying. So the first thing we'll take a look at is a quick start. As you can see, we've got 5 options here. The last 2 are in progress and coming soon. So dogfight, tank battle are, just not an option. That leaves area refueling, carrier landing, carrier takeoff. Now I'm having an issue. I'm not sure if anyone else is. Where if I was to choose aerial refueling, the tank would decide, nope, I don't want to fly anymore, and decides to plough itself into the ground, leaving me to look for a tanker that's not there. That option's obviously not working, so it leaves me with a carrier takeoff, carrier landing. The LHA, or whatever you want to call it, USS America or America class carrier, it works fine, and so does the Harrier. Surprisingly, the Harrier doesn't fly too bad. It's not brilliant, but it flies. So these two you can do. Underneath you can create a player for mission progression, which doesn't work, hence the reason why I don't have a player created. Under that is free flight. Now we've got Western UK, which runs from the Lake District down to the bottom of Wales, I believe, and goes as far east as Liverpool, and as far west into the Irish Sea, where there's actually a Queen Elizabeth class carrier. So not a bad little map to fly around, but if that's all we've got, that's a bit boring. So next is Marine Corps Air Station Yuma. So you get the airbase itself and the ranges that are dotted around it, so you get something to bomb and shoot at. Next is Persian Gulf. Strait of Hormuz, basically the strip of sea that's between Abu Dhabi and Iran. So if you own the Persian Gulf map on DCS, you'll sort of know where I mean. It's pretty similar to that. Hawaii, in progress, not an option. So, let's come down to the settings now. We've got audio, colour, which we can change to gamma and saturation and things. Rendering, this is your level of detail options and other bits and pieces. We've got graphics, set your resolution and your refresh rates and things like that. VR, this will sort your VR bits and pieces out. I've tried it in VR, it's fine, not great, and it's a bit awkward because you can't actually use the mouse pointer to actually click anything. You have to physically look. You have a dot in the middle of the screen. Wherever you look, that dot follows, and you use that to hover over the option you want, and then you click the mouse button, which is a bit awkward. Control sets, no point in these, just ignore these for now as they are not an option. So the Harrier, the default set for the Harrier, or you can go into controls yourself. You've got flight, engine, weapons, avionics 1 and 2, vehicles, radio, view, VR controllers, miscellaneous, and set defaults. Now, flight is obvious, pitch your roll, etc. like it says there. Engine, your engine controls and your nozzle controls. Weapons, trigger, pickle buttons, things like that. Avionics, this one has a few things like radar on, off, and your different hub modes, because you want the VTOL option when you're taking off and landing to the carrier. And obviously an eject button, which doesn't seem to work properly for me. In Avionics 2 it's just internal lighting and hub brightness and things, which is not important. Vehicles. Now the ground vehicles and ships, there's no point in setting these controls up because there aren't any to really drive at the moment. Radio, you can toggle the radio panels and stuff, and you can do request land, just easy steps which I've not set up. View. Now this is actually bugging me quite badly because I thought sorting a view method out for a game would be one of the first things you'd want to do, because you go external, you want to see what's going on. Brilliant. Okay, not in this. I can't get it to manipulate in any direction pushing any of these. If I want to get a screen grab, I've got to quickly take the screen grab while the when you get into external view, the camera transitions itself from whatever angle you're at right to the back, so it stays as a chase camera, which is horrible. It's like you're flying arcade, and I would like to know how these people get screenshots of this game, because I can't for the life of me. So view is not a bad thing for me. Miscellaneous. So these are extra bits that are in, like your VR hand grip, throttle grip, things like that. Okay, and like I said, flight training. You can try it in the AV-8B if the AI doesn't decide to just drop out the air, sorry, and hit the ground. V22, A400, KC767 and the SH60 don't really have any options to do anything, because obviously it says coming soon. You can fly these, I'll show you shortly how you can do that, but there is no cockpit for them, and they all basically fly with the Harrier controls. Next we have flight weapons training. Now again, I have the AI bug issue where air-to-air guns and air-to-air missiles I can't do anything with, because by the time I've got off the deck and going to chase down the drones, they've already fallen out of the sky. So especially with the air-to-air missiles, they've hit the sea before I've even had a chance to take off. So I get a mission complete before I even start rolling. It's ridiculous. Air-to-ground guns and rockets and bombs, they work fine, as you would expect. The laser guided, I haven't been able to get any of these sort of ones working properly. Harm and harpoon and laser guided bombs I use quite regularly in DCS and know how the system works. Oh, and Mavericks, to be fair. So I'm not sure where I'm going wrong here. But yes, they are an option, but there's not much of an option, because if your AI is falling out of the sky, or you don't have proper targets to go for, then there's no reason for it. Ground vehicles, coming soon. Single missions, all coming soon. Single missions air to ground, all coming soon. Single missions land, all coming soon. Single missions sea, all coming soon. Do you see a theme? Can you hear in my voice that I'm getting slightly angry? Mission progression doesn't work. I've created a player. Well, I had created a player. I can complete a carrier takeoff and have to keep repeating it because it doesn't let me progress from it. Next we have mission editor. I've not bothered to go into that, to be honest, because I'm so infuriated by the rest of it. I don't see the point in trying to edit a mission if you can't fly a bloody mission. Missions user, not applicable. Missions Steam Workshop, not applicable. Challenges, Mac Loot timed, Mac Loot cleanse, coming soon. games Air Dominance, Fleet v Fleet, and King of the Hill, all coming soon. Dynamic campaigns, all coming soon. The theme continues. This thing is a pre-alpha and shouldn't be on the store. Multiplayer doesn't work. What we've got here, more of the same buttons but just at the side. Now I will show some of the flying and some of the weapons drops, because I feel it's only fair that I do that, although I don't know what I'm trying to prove here, because I stand by what I've just said. It shouldn't be on the store. It's a pre-alpha. Now I hope Microprose manage to actually make something of this, because I'll be honest, the Harrier is not bad. It still needs quite a bit of work, but it's not as bad as it could be. And the map of Western UK is actually alright. Trees are huge, and you don't get any real sense of speed in the aircraft. I could be doing 450 knots and it's like I'm flying through treacle. I don't expect it to be extremely sim-like, but I would have thought they would like it to be realistic. So I'm going to jump in the Western UK. So you can choose the aircraft here and you can fly them, but they don't have any cockpits, and not any of any detail anyway, and they're all flying via the Harrier controls. So I'm going to jump in the Harrier. I'm going to do a quick flight around Wales. So I'm just pre-flighting to get on the deck of the Queen Elizabeth. As you can see, AI tanker there, just hit the sea. So wasn't lying there, was I? Weapon load, none. Environment, you got nice some nice options. In the late afternoon, high haze weather. We'll give a little bit of speed, some moderate turbulence, high clouds, medium clouds. No mission objectives, no mission options. So let's start the mission. Let's see what happens here. Okay, pilot's position in the cockpit is way too high. I should be able to see the heading tape, and I can't. Okay, and if we jump outside, there we go, and I can't move that. Oh, I can. Oh my god, what's going on? That's trying to prove me wrong. Right, let's take the formation lights off. Let's jump back in the cockpit. Right, so looking around, we do have a pilot in here with us. As you can see, he's not really clasping anything properly, but we can do some changes here. So I can either come, you see this white dot needs to be over the button you want to push. Okay, we now have VSTOL. Okay, and that just changes the HUD layout. We're going to change the menu to radar. Okay, right, and get the flaps to stoval. Going to want to hit that. Get the canopy shut. Let's do a nozzle check. Working fine. Okay, so we've got flaps to stoval. Right, I think we're good to go. Brakes off. Okay, gear up. Flaps up. Start bringing the nozzles up. Clear the warning. Okay, flaps up into cruise. Where are we on the map? Wow, we're a long way from the Mac loop. Don't think I'll be doing any flying up there. Get the trim. And like I say, the aircraft pretty much flies quite nicely. What we've got in fuel, £7,000. Right, oil rig down there. Let's see if we can do the external view again now. Oh my god! Wow, it's actually proved me wrong. What can I say? Still doesn't change my mind about it though. Okay. Let's go and check this little seaside town out down here. The water's modelled quite nicely. Some nice reflections off the water. But look at that pier. Jesus Christ. It's a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of fun to fly, but it's only, you only can get so much out of it without starting to get disappointed. Let's I'm not going to stray too far away from the Queen Elizabeth. Okay. I mean, the sense of speed just doesn't seem to be there, which is a bit worrying because, well, just doesn't seem to be there at all. There's Queen Elizabeth over there. Still dumping fuel at the moment, getting there slowly. But just noticed on the map it says Liverpool. That's supposed to be Liverpool. Okay. Didn't realise we were so far up the north coast. I mean, I knew we were north, but I didn't realise we were that far north. So yeah, lots of housing estates, factories, things like that. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. It could be a lot better. There's supposed to be football stadiums around here somewhere. Where's Anfield and Goodison Park? Oh, they're over there, look. What's the fuel situation like? Okay. Obviously they've not modelled in the stadiums, but they are down there. So they've obviously been going off of some sort of ground mapping, satellite photos of different sorts. Oh my god. Someone's bombed the stadiums by the looks of things. Anyway, still getting rid of fuel, so next time you see me, hopefully I'll be getting ready to land on the carrier. So finally I've got the fuel dumped, and you can see now we're passing Queen Elizabeth. Bit high, bit fast, well, in numbers anyway. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that was heavy, but I'm on the deck, I'll take that. Right, so obviously we've got Yuma. I'm not going to bother with the Persian Gulf because it's not much to show, not at the moment anyway. But we've got some weapons training here. I'm just going to click on the air-to-ground rockets. So it tells you practice accurate rocket delivery against targets in the CMR Chocolate Mountain Range, Arizona. So we're going to start that. It doesn't take you long to get loaded up. I'm going to click on the pre-flight. Make sure that we have our rockets selected. Our fuel load, weather and things like that. And we can start. Now I just need to make a check outside. We do have some rocket pods by the looks of it, just here. But for some reason we have Mark 83 as well. It's a bit odd. Right, let's jump in. Let's get off the ground. It may be that we can do a bit of both while we're up there. Okay. So, flaps to Stovall. Going to want that for takeoff because we are carrying a little bit of a load. Okay, we've got slight tailwind / crosswind. This should be interesting. Let's make sure that that's in V-stall mode. Okay. Right then, let's run it up, shall we? Hey. Okay, so gear up. Flaps to auto and start bringing the nozzles forward. Right, okay. Target range is to our left. We have a range circle over by this part here, well, two actually. This is our auxiliary airfield, and then there's another range target just beyond that over there. So we have two to destroy. Right, so now we can get in air to ground mode. Okay, so we've got our rockets selected. Okay, right. Our first range target is just here. there's our reticle. Give it a little bit longer. Okay, I'm going to start to nose over now. So that's one target sorted. Terrible aiming by me, but we destroyed it. Okay, 12 rockets left. There's the other range circle just there. So I am going to take a left hand turn, circle round and then dive for it. Start circling around now. Surprised I haven't actually destroyed that. So we've got 10 rockets left. Could go back. There you go, that was rocket delivery. Right, let's get the radios up. Talk to ATC, request landing. down, flaps down to Stovall, and we can start bringing the nozzles round to 70%. Yeah, okay. So you can get a bit of reverse braking from the vectored thrust there. Obviously you don't want to overpower the throttle, but if you use it gently enough you can get a little bit of a braking from it. Nice to see some statics. MV22s, lovely. I'll cut by these guys. Right then, okay, so we're just going to open this. Right, let's get to the summary about the whole thing. So what can I say about it? Well, let's just say the cherry on the cake for me on anything bad to do with this is I paid £22 for it, and the next day they were offering out Steam codes for people who wanted to preview it and for content creators. That's my luck in a nutshell. But anyway, the game itself, right, well, I mean, the groundwork is there to make what I feel could be a really good, if you can call it a simulator. The Harrier works most of the time. You've got two different type of carrier. You've got the America class, or it could be the Tarot. I no idea on the American carriers. Sorry, which are pretty solid. You got KC-767, which if it stayed in the air would we would have some air refueling. For the maps, you get in Western UK, you get Lake District, Liverpool, Anglesey with RAF Valley. You're getting Snowdonia, obviously the Mac Loop, southern part of Wales, sort of Cardiff area, I believe. In that map, you're getting both the Tarawa / America and the Queen Elizabeth. So you've got carriers to take off and land from. Hambeda, if I've pronounced that right. With Yuma, you've got rangers to bomb and attack, if you can get the weapons to work right. Persian Gulf should be a nice sandpit to play in, but at the moment, like I say, there's not a lot there. As for the aircraft themselves, Harrier, like I say, works most of the time. Why they're advertising these on the actual menu is beyond me at the moment, as it's going to be if we even get them. Because I'd like to think that Microprose have bought into this with a well, I know they have a mission statement out, and I just wish they would just forget everything, all the additionals, forget all of this, forget the extra map, forget weapons for now, or vehicles, and just get the base coding done and get it future proof. Because what I don't want to, I know it only cost me £22 compared to, I don't even want to think about the amount of money I've poured into DCS. Yes, I know DCS is in debt, blah blah blah, but at the moment that is a tinderbox waiting to go off, and that's better left for another day. But this £22, you're getting the very, very, very basic, I would class pre-alpha of what could actually be a decent combat simulator. I mean, if they've got aerial refueling, we've got all these different maps, multiplayer in mind, which is great, and obviously you've got these different weapons for anti-shipping, anti-artillery, and things like that. Not artillery, anti-armor, sorry. And then you've got all these other bits and pieces, but even Train Buster, which there are trains floating up and down on the UK map, which is quite nice to see. It's got a lot of potential, but it needs firm investment and the base coding not only completed but future proof. Because if they're going to pour money into this and start developing this into something that's going to be, which I feel be quite popular if they get their act together, you're going to want to future proof that, so that further down the line you're not going to have issues when it comes to updating aircraft and finding that the coding won't take it. DCS. And yeah, I mean, it's nice that they've centered it on the Harrier, a very complex aircraft, and one with the most complex flight dynamics that they'll need to get together for the VTOL and everything, which again is not perfect, but it's alright. It would have been better off with maybe a conventional aircraft and then progressing from that, but they've got the coding down for the Harrier. They need to perfect that, then start going through the weapons one by one, making sure that they do what they're meant to do. I know that there are enemy aircraft in this, such as MiG-21s. Need to make sure that their coding and AI coding is how it should be, because otherwise you're just going to get very quickly it will go stale and people won't enjoy it. As long as the base coding And I know I keep repeating that, but that is the whole thing that they should be thinking about before even adding vehicles, extra aircraft. You need to concentrate on the product itself before additional content. Running before you can learn to walk is one of the worst things that you could ever try and do, and I feel that that is the position of this at the moment. I've tried talking on the Microprose Discord and not getting any real reply from anybody, and I don't know. I really don't know. I want to believe in this, but at the same time, it's hard to believe in something when there's no real information or people talking. I mean, I know there's been a couple of videos of developers, but that's it, and there's nothing recent. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to say, if you're thinking about getting this at the moment, don't. You can see down here, it's not even version 1 yet. It's not even beta phase because half the stuff's not working. But it has a lot of potential, and I like what I see. It's just getting it to perform the way it looks, and also obviously it needs to have a bit of an overhaul in some places, like getting the trees the right size so they're not as big as 4-story buildings and things like that. So yeah, I'm going to leave that there, otherwise I'm just going to ramble on. But like I say, if you want to buy this, do so at your own risk. At £22, it's not the most expensive thing in the world, but at the same time, money is tight for a lot of people at the moment. So if you're after something a bit different and you don't have a lot of money, steer clear of this. I can't recommend it at the moment. Hopefully in a couple of months maybe I can re-review it if there's been any updates, but until then, just don't. Alright, so I hate being negative. If you got this far, thank you for watching, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.